Hey, girl.
Hey, what's up, girl? Thank y'all for vibing with
CeCe and
ChiChi, where we talk about all the hot topics. What's your vibe, girl? How you doing on this spring break? Okay.
all right. I'm spring breaking a little bit. I still work, so it's not really a break, but I do tend to give myself breaks when needed. But I'm just vibing off of some coconut water today. What about you? How you feeling, girl?
Girl, today I haven't been off since I've been working the past 4 days, so today's my off day. So, I'm just here with the kids, relaxing, hanging out. Hubby's on the way home. So, yeah, I'm just having a good old time doing family fun day. That's it. That's today.
You
Family
look fresh. You have one on. It's giving spring.
Yes, I was, you caught that. I was giving a spring little, I'm feeling good, feeling fresh and pure.
I know that's right, pureness.
You're on Cash App, but when I put this on, I was like, yeah, it's giving me springish,
Attention.
Awesome, happiness, pure,
Okay.
That kind of gets to our topics, kind of, sort of, and a little bit. So The first topic is going to be leadership and extracurricular activities. So would you think that being in leadership roles or extracurricular activities kind of deters someone away from doing something bad or getting out the streets? People per se will say, like, would you say that leadership and activities kind of gear people to doing the right thing as opposed to being caught up in negativity?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. And I do. I think so. I feel based on like some of the celebrities and famous people that we know that were initially like on the streets or doing things, as soon as they start to evolve and become more successful, they put away those old things. So it's like once they start striving, and I don't know everybody's biography or anything like that, their background, but even if you think about Obama, he was living his life as a young black male in America. Then, he was doing photography, smoking his weed, doing whatever he felt like he wanted to do. I mean, it's documented.
Okay.
A leader, he still had that past, but it helped him be more relatable.
Right.
So sometimes when you come from more like humble beginnings, whether it's the hood, the streets, rural areas, the country, you may have used a skill then that may be used differently as you become more prominent. But what were you thinking as far as this topic?
Okay, so before I get to that, I got to talk about it because I've never seen the document. So Barack Obama was smoking weed? His lips, and he made it legal in Washington. But I was like, who am I to put that together? I'm not going to put that together as the leader.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Is that true?
It's true. It is a very true thing. You can look into Obama's past. He's admitted to it himself.
Okay. When did he stop? When he got to office?
He probably stopped once he became a lawyer or something. Mm-hmm. If he ever stopped, honestly, we don't know.
Sipping on his tea.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not as publicized.
That's
Before
right.
He had been walking around with the joint. Now he keeps the joint in certain areas.
We don't know,
but we know he partaketh.
That's right. Okay, that makes sense. He made that thing legal. That's my favorite president. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But, I agree. I think leadership and extracurricular activities definitely does keep somebody's mind on the prize for sure. Mm-hmm. I can say that being in leadership and extracurricular activities, it definitely, when, if any, I do think negativity or want to address something in a negative way, it does make me think about it twice because you have so much more to lose. Yeah. So I definitely think that leadership and activities really does, keep you on the straight line. It's very necessary as well. So I would agree with that for sure.
To even add to that, I feel like when people initially maybe were in the street and then they have something like you said that is worth like you can lose it because of your activities, you think again about whatever you're trying to do. Right? You think again about maybe the things that I was doing previously. It's not going to serve me where I'm trying to go. So I do believe when you have something beyond what you knew as far as just the streets, or maybe before you would just fight at the drop of a dime, but now you're in corporate America, or now you're in a business school or something, and you're going to get kicked out and maybe not be able to enroll in school anymore, or you might not be able to get a job somewhere. So it's like things that you were doing in the street is not going to serve you over here on the other side of the tracks.
Right.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But it is very interesting because I know a lot of, not directly, but I know of people that start making money and still like live in the hood.
Right.
Because they still want that level of respect. So have you heard that before? Like people like they'll make money and still be in the hood doing stuff.
So then is that safe? It's unfortunate. Like, you know, I've heard different things, like when rappers become famous or whatever, they can't live in a hood no more. Not saying that they don't want to, but because it's not safe. But why is that a thing? Why can't you live in the hood? You've been in the hood all this time. Obviously, you're making money, but why can't you be in your hometown without fearing your life now? Why would people in the hood, where you've been with all your life, now want to take your life because you got money? Why is that?
I mean, jealous and envy is a real thing. And, you know, everybody doesn't make it out as successfully as some people do. So to me, it is unsafe for you to go back and venture towards something that you pretty much escaped. Yeah. I feel like it's a difference between like not forgetting where you come from and then remaining where you came from. If that makes sense. Okay. So like, you may have come from somewhere, and you shouldn't forget, like, you shouldn't become, like, all high and mighty and act like you don't know that you came from cornbread and beans or whatever it may be. Like, you can still have that humble mentality, but that don't mean you're going to have to eat that every day anymore.
Yeah.
It's a balance, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really is. And I know, especially, I think when people start, like, having kids and having a family, they don't necessarily want to put their kids through the same experience that they had to work so hard to get out of.
That's right.
It's like you still want your kids to have that humble, hardworking mentality.
Well, for example, look at Nipsey Hussle. See what happened to him? Oh, I didn't like really follow him like that in terms of music and things like that. But when I heard, I was like, that's really sad.
It was so sad.
Unfortunate. People, like you said, you know, not all people. This is not generalized people. It could be the 1%, you know what I'm saying, or 0.5%, percent. They're not happy sometimes to see you succeed. They're not happy, even if it's your same color sometimes, unfortunately. They're not happy to see you winning. You know what I'm saying? They may act like they are okay with you in your face, but they're not, and they're whispering. I see it every day.
Right, and I see it, know it, been through
every single day. I see it. Now, do I decide to address it? No, because we talked about this. When you're in leadership, when you got so much to lose, you don't address things like that. You only address things that make sense. And at this stage where we are, at our point of life, it's only going to, if you mess with my family, are you taking money from my house? Are you jeopardizing my safety? Then I may address you. But if you're whispering, then you're going to be in the clouds. If you address me, then there's a way to handle that. It's still not the streets. There's a way to handle that. So, yeah, I would say, just talking about all that, there's a way. When you're in leadership and extracurricular activities, it definitely keeps you humble. It definitely keeps you, walking the straight line. But you have so much to lose, and a lot of people don't have a lot to lose. And it's unfortunate that people just lift you up, you know what I'm saying? Because, it's all about who you know. I see that every single day. Every single day, it helps me because I'm usually in a position where I'm helping others, but there's been multiple times when I needed help, and because of those helps I gave in the past, in the future, in the present, those many people have come to save me, and I don't take it lightly on who you know. It's all about who you know.
Yeah, it really is. You said so much in those last few sentences because the fact of who you know, giving back, paying it forward, accepting help from people that you may not have thought would help you.
Right.
And even when you get out of a certain situation that you may have come from or an environment you may have come from, when you're in those leadership positions, extracurriculum, your mindset is on other things.
That's right.
And you got to make space because your mindset is not in the place where it used to be in that old environment. Now you're thinking about other things that's going to help you propel and excel in all these things. And if you're still making space for the things that you once used previously, how is that going to help your growth? How are you going to have space to really focus on the things that really matter? You know, and again, being around people that can relate with where you're at, even if they may be a little bit quirky or different or that doesn't matter, because a lot of times people are like, oh, well, this person is square, or this person is lame, just because they're not. Like, no, I want all of that, because that's going to give me a wider range of perspective. And I'm going to be able to learn and engage with more people, so then I can help. Like, I'm going to be able to extend out more than somebody that's too afraid to speak to somebody that looks different from them or talks different from them.
Right.
Because I'm so narrow-minded, because I've been only in this environment, you know? And I really challenge, like, especially the people that look like us, you know, they get really set in some ways, and it's like, no.
Yeah.
Be open to expand, because there's so much for you to offer.
Right. Be open to different. Be open to older. Be open to younger. Be open, because when you sit here and just be whispering, for what? It don't make sense to me. And it makes me seem like you're just ignorant, because just because the person is different, that doesn't mean that, you know, you can't be friends with that person, or you can't learn from that person, or they can't learn from you. But it's all about, you know, just being open-minded and just being, you know, free-spirited. You know? Yeah, being free-spirited.
Even if you're not free-spirited, I think it's just about trying something outside of the norm.
Right.
Like, what you think is boring, maybe it's reading. Maybe it's going to a library or an art exhibit, or, you know, meeting somebody at a amusement park, or something that's weird, like unique outside of the norm. That's going to help expand your brain.
That's
so
right.
that kind of brings me to the next topic. Like, what I wanted to talk about is like reinventing yourself.
Okay.
So, like, kind of what we already been discussing, but just wanted to go a little bit more in depth. Like, if we initially started talking about, you know, somebody that may be from a different side of town, or maybe underserved community or something like that, they had to use different skills to help them survive that.
That's right.
But then also, I feel like those skills can still be used in a different way when you have that promotion, or when you become where you put yourself in a different walk of life, like later on. You know, so what do you think about, like, using the skills that you want to use to then, like, benefit you where you're at now?
Yeah, I 100% agree. It's something called street smarts and book smarts. Sometimes you need to use, like, I know in my present day, sometimes I got to use, because I don't have time to study all the time. You know, I don't have time to study all that time. So I use experience to literally answer those questions. You know, I have a couple of people, you know, in my career so far that have asked me, like, how do you study and things like that? Because, you know, I have all this extracurriculums, like, aside from extracurriculums, I have family curriculums. So a lot of people always approach me, you know, really curious on how do you do it? And like you said, it's about using those skills that I've learned in the past. It's not necessarily the books, because I don't have time sometimes to finish the book. I use my past, whether it's my past experience with career, whether it's just something I learned because I'm in the medical field. People who don't know, who just now subscribe and didn't see our first video when we introduced ourselves. We're in the medical field, right? So I use some of those experience on medical field in my past, as well as being a mom. Some of those questions I just use, what do I give my child when they sick? You know what I'm saying? I may not give them medicine right away. I may give them a vaporizer. You know, that may be the answer. But people, you know, may not know that, they don't have experience. So I use a lot of experience to get to where I need to get, because half of the time I do not study like that. I study, but I don't get through everything because there's so much going on. So that's how I survive. I use every tool I got, every network I got.
That's right.
Communications from, like, walking down. I swear those communications stick in my head, and it may help me on a question or something. So I value every conversation. I value every experience. I value everybody that enters my life, whether it's a fake one or a real one. I value you, because I'm going to take something from it. You heard me? Okay.
No boyfriend, 4 to the project. Lying young and street made the push.
Heard, friend. You have been heard, CeCe.
Funny, we're talking about the past. You heard me?
When you say experience, honestly, experience can be the best teacher, especially like once you survive that experience and then you use that later on. Because I think, like, when you talk about experience, a lot of times people really don't change in any environment. Like, it just kind of tidied up a little bit. It's a little bit neater. But girl, it's the same people that was over here doing what they've been doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, once you learn like certain patterns and habits, like that can literally help you later on wherever you go. You know, you could be a CEO, you know, a CEO, COO, but you learn from experience with people at the corner store and interacting and whatever you need to do to get through that experience. Maybe it was something simple. You just wanted to make somebody laugh or whatever.
That's right.
Tap into the psyche of these people, because that's what it is. We're all people at the end of the day.
Right. Yes.
It's just about engaging.
You're right, though. You're right. And I want people to know that it's a difference between being fake and adapting. As a real leader. I don't know if this is a book I read from the Harvard Review, or this is something a teacher told me, or I don't know who told me this, but you have to be able to adapt. That's not fake. Let's get it understood. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to adapt in different situations. That's what makes you a true leader. I can't be this serious person, you know, if I don't know, at a playground with a whole bunch of kids. You got to adapt.
Right. That's a good one.
You know, right. I can't be this serious person when I'm trying to be vibing out. You know what I'm saying? We turn it up. You got to know how to vibe out in different situations. But that doesn't make you fake. Just because we're speaking, it's because we vibing and we professional. That doesn't mean that I'm fake. That means we're adapting. We're professionals. But that doesn't mean we're fake. What's fake is if you go that extra mile and you, hey baby, hey boo, and we're hanging out. Let's have some lunch. But the next, right when somebody turns around, you're talking about that person. Now that's fake.
That's fake.
That's fake. So that's the difference between adapting in your environment and fake.
Or when you're doing little things like, oh, I'm going to hang out with this person because I'm trying to get this, and that. So as soon as, you know, that person look away or they're looking at you, you doing little jabs and throwing little shade. That's fake.
Adapt to do that. How do you do that? Like, yeah.
I don't know either, but people have weird tendencies. That's all I can say. People have really weird tendencies. So until they are aware, like, you don't have to be all of that and fake it and be completely different or hate on somebody else to get what you need to get, like to get your blessing. But you probably blocking it more than anything by doing all this fake stuff. And sometimes I think people are fake because it's just jealous. Like they just really want to compare themselves. That's all they can think about. It's the mindset. Use that energy to think about your own growth, and you wouldn't have to be up here comparing and trying to figure out how you could bring somebody else down.
Right.
If you're thinking about minding your own business.
If you can't beat them, join them. Everybody, every relationship I have out there winning. Those people are boss ladies like yourself, honey. So and I don't even try to beat nobody. If I see another boss, you know what I'm saying? I want to be friends with that person. I want to be with that person. I don't want to beat nobody. Like let's be together. Because you can't do it by yourself. I tell people that all the time. Not to say that he's trying to do it by himself, but you can. But it's gonna take you extremely to do it. Do it as a team. It's going to be more effective. No need to be busting your head by yourself.
Girl, that part.
Yeah.
Well, I know because our topics get so deep and they're so relatable. But for our viewers and subscribers, y'all, I know you love when we talk about uplifting, encouraging things. Let us know how you feel about taking your street skills to corporate America. And we're just using that as a hashtag, but you know what we're saying. Like, you know, whatever you used to do previously when you were younger or something, but it still kind of helps you grow in your new area and walk of life. Let us know, like, what that looks like for you, or if you have any comments. But we also want to do something different on this episode of Vibing with CeCe.
Yes.
We're trying out a few things, so let us know what you think. We want to do a quick little product review.
Yes.
The product I want to discuss because, you know, me and my girl ChiChi, we love talking about our regimens. And for me, like, I'm really trying to get into my skincare bag. Like, that's my biggest thing.
Okay.
So I looked into this product. It's called Butter. I know, like, a lot of times it's like, oh, show it. You can see it. Can you see it clearly?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Perfect. Yes.
So this product is, and I want to say, don't quote me, it's a Black-owned product.
Okay.
So Butter is a Black-owned brand, and this is the Gentle Cleanser. It removes unwanted impurities, but it's so, like, soft and gentle on my skin. It's not harsh at all. Like, it doesn't really set up, so it doesn't dry out my skin either. and it just leaves it feeling clean and refreshed. So I started with this product and also the charcoal detox mask.
Okay.
And it's literally like a cream-based mask, and you leave it on for like 15 minutes, and it helps like absorb all the extra blemishes, oils, dirt, debris. And honestly, it's just a good way to relax.
Yeah.
Girl, I put on my little like head wrap. I'll do my detox mask, get some water or tea, and I just feel like I'm pampering myself for a low price. And this was like $20. I've been having it for almost like 3 months now. So it lasts. Like I do it maybe once a week, every other week. And then the last product that I just recently bought is their Cocoa Shea Revitalizing Cream. It's a moisturizer.
That's awesome.
It's a moisturizer. And it's so interesting because when I open it up, this is the only one I'm going to show. But like literally, it looks like pudding or something. It's very interesting. Like
it's
the
like
way
lotion.
It is. It's moisturizer.
Okay.
So what you do with this is after you do your face wash, if you want to do like a serum or toner or something, you do that. And then you put on your moisturizer right before you put on sunscreen. Because I know a lot of us don't put on sunscreen, but we need to.
Okay.
We need to protect our skin as well. So this goes on right before your sunscreen, and it locks in that moisture. Gives your skin like plump feeling, and it's basically like shea butter, but it's a little bit softer and creamier. So the consistency is like so smooth, like whipped cream or something.
Are you wearing it right now?
I am. I'm wearing it right now.
I was gonna say your skin looks really like shiny and smooth, and I could just see like it looks really smooth. That's all I was gonna. That's all I was gonna say.
Thank you. And I love it because I love this stuff. Like, honestly, I've been using it maybe for like, I got it over the weekend.
Wow.
And I love how it like gives me a natural glow.
That's what I was going to say. Like, it's like literally, like, I'm looking at your forehead and it's like glowing. Yeah. It's literally glowing and it's like smooth toned and everything. And I see a glow, and I'm not just saying that. It's really like showing.
And you know, friend, we really don't wear makeup like that. Like every now and then we're going to put on our lashes. We'll make sure our eyebrows, lip gloss, but we don't wear makeup like that. So I know we try to, like, your skin is beautiful or whatever. You've always had really pretty skin.
Thank you.
And so for me, I always want like a dewy look. Like I kind of want like that natural glow and without looking too.
I'm excited. Send me the link, girl, for sure.
I sure will. I'm going to let you know. I'll send you the product. I'll send a picture. Viewers, let us know what you think about our product reviews. We're trying something new. Of course, we're going to keep these topics coming for you all, but we also want to add a few things here and there.
All right. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let's talk about it. All right, Vibe Squad. See ya. Bye.
I've been out.
Loud extra.